St. Paddy's Day weekend, junior year of college. I'm 21, most of my friends are 21, or they have ways of getting into bars, so we decide that weekend, we're gonna go hard. And so we start off the Saturday night, as you would expect, with a few shots, so that you can go to the bars a little bit buzzed. And so that night we go out on the town. Now, it was a really fun night. I don't actually remember a lot of it, but there are a few Facebook photos that sort of piece together the story, one of which is me apparently dancing on a table with a little man dressed as a leprechaun. So that's the thing that happened. And so suddenly it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Most of my friends had gone home, and so it's just me and my 2 roommates, an hour out from bar close. And we decide that it's a smart idea to order a fishbowl. Which, if you're not familiar, a fishbowl is literally just a bowl with a few straws thrown in, actually several straws, and it's just chock full of liquor. Just chock full. I mean, there's other stuff in there too to make it taste not like it's full of liquor, but it's full of liquor. And so it's meant to be consumed by at least 5 to 6 people at once, and so the fact that there were 3 lightweight girls trying to consume this large fishbowl an hour before bar close, it was not a good idea. Really not a good idea. And so eventually we get home safe and sound. And then the next morning, at promptly 7 o'clock, I wake up feeling like death. I feel like I have this demon inside of me and I just need to expel him. So I make my way to the bathroom and nothing comes out. Just a lot of dry heaving, but I couldn't actually expel anything from my body, which, if you've ever been in that position, it is the worst feeling in the world. When you want to puke and you can't puke. It's awful. It's just so awful. And so desperately I make my way to the kitchen, and too little too late, I'm just downing glasses of water and grabbing pieces of bread and shoving them to my mouth, hoping that they're going to absorb this ridiculous mess that's just twisting up my insides. And then I find myself in the bathroom again. But all I've done is just thrown up the water and thrown up the soggy little pieces of bread and nothing else. Just a lot more dry heaving. Again, awful thing. I would not wish it on my worst enemy. And so, at that point, I can't go back to bed. Because if I lay horizontal, it upsets my stomach, and I can't stand because balance, so I end up making my way to the living room and collapsing onto the lazy boy and sort of laying on my side until I get into a position where I'm not upsetting anything. And so I'm good, but then I realize that every time I try to move an inch, everything hurts. So I'm stuck in this position. It's 7 in the morning at this point, and I'm here for the next 2 hours. And so 9 o'clock comes, and my roommates wake up, and, they're hungover as well as I am, but not as bad as I am. And so, of course, I end up looking like death on the lazy boy, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay? Do you need to go anywhere? Are you fine?" And I say, "I'm fine. I'm feeling awful, but I just need to lay here and just let it pass. Time will make this better, right? I don't feel sick enough that I need to go to the hospital or anything. I just needed to let it happen." So, after again asking, "Oh my gosh, are you okay? Please let us know if you are not feeling okay," they eventually shower and then go to a coffee shop. Because on Sundays, we would normally go to a coffee shop to do homework. Obviously, I was not feeling well enough for that. So, as soon as they leave, this Irish music starts coming in through the window. And in my disoriented state, I'm just like, what is happening right now? And then I remember that it's St. Paddy's Day weekend. And so our apartment is a block away from the square. And the square is a place where protests and parades happen a lot, including the St. Paddy's Day parade. So of course the streets are lined with people dressed in green, and Irish music is just blaring. Actually, it was probably at a normal level, but because I was ridiculously hungover, it just sounded deafening. So, And the worst part was that I couldn't just get up out of the lazy boy and, you know, shut the window, close the blinds, and then move to a different part of the apartment because I physically could not move from the position I was in. I felt trapped. So for the next hour, I just have to sit there with this Irish music blaring, and I just had to take it. I had to take it all. I mean, eventually I did feel better, and I was able to get up out of the lazy boy, have a shower, grab something to eat, and eventually get on with my Sunday, but that weekend I learned 2 important things. 1, hydrate. Hydrate, hydrate. Throughout the evening, but especially before you're going to bed. You need to hydrate. And then the second thing I learned was that don't end the night with a fishbowl. Seriously, don't end the night with a fishbowl. Just don't. Just don't. It's a bad idea. Okay? So yeah, that was day 16 of VEDA. Done. 14 more of these to go. Drink responsibly. Seriously.